howdy y'all, it's Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and today I actually didn't have this planned, but I have been working on using up scraps. Now, we all have scraps. There's lots of things you can do with them. Look at these. I used up my scraps, and I got some more girls. So excited. This one is my absolute favorite. Isn't she precious? Like, I love it. And it's actually, it has a lot of little pieces, but, I mean, it was surprisingly easy to put together. Here is this one that I got. And, I did color in all the little keys because it has a die to cut each one, but I am not about to piece every one of those little black keys on. And here's this one. This die did have a flaw in it. Sorry, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm showing. Okay. This one's actually backwards. It has some flaws in it. It doesn't have the extra little pieces like there's supposed to be a pencil. There's supposed to be a paper there, but I just cut a little piece and added my own stuff. You can see the book is backwards. The whole thing was backwards. But I got these three on AliExpress. And I love them. I'll definitely make them again. And that's just a squirrel, because that was a side note, but that is a great way to use up little scrap pieces. I have a whole little bucket of just smaller scrap pieces. But today, this is what I was working on, and I figured y'all could just come hang out with me. I have this bucket, if y'all saw my room tour. This is stored on my cart, but this is just where I take all of those strips that's about the size of zip strips, branding strips, whatever you want to call them, and I just stuff them in this bucket, and it sits on my cart. And it was overflowing, so I thought, okay, it's time to deal with these. So, I have been cutting out, or not cutting out, but I did cut out card fronts. Now, you could use scraps if you had bigger pieces just to glue to. That's all you're doing. And these are 5 1/4 by 4. So, if you're cutting new paper and not using scraps as your base, or you could use like that ugly pattern paper that you're never going to use, it's a great way to just use it as a base to cut up and glue to. Now, I'm not a big card maker. I do make cards, but I would much rather scrapbook. You could totally do this on a scrapbook layout. But literally, I will do one to show you guys. But, I mean, any pattern, you're just gluing the strips on. It's like working a puzzle. If you like doing puzzles, you'll love doing this. And then I take and I run them through an embossing folder. I haven't done that yet because I'm still working on using up my scrap pieces. But I run them through an embossing folder, and then I'll take like my circle die and cut something out, or a scallop circle, and then stamp my sentiment on it and add maybe a flower or something, and I have a beautiful handmade card that looks like it was very time consuming, and it wasn't. Let me stand back up so y'all can see. Here is some finished cards. I did these a while ago, but you can see how it has the embossing, and it's literally just putting paper strips, and then you emboss it all together, add your sentiment. I added flowers from my favorite set. This one has a different embossing folder, but I mean, this one has the same one as the last one, but they look very time consuming, but they're really not. And I like to do them kind of monochromatic, just because it's easy to pull out all your pink scraps or all your blue scraps, but you could totally mix and match. I did mix and match on a couple of these, like this one. That one's kind of ugly, but once you emboss it and add things to it, it'll look better. I think whenever you emboss it, it kind of ties it more together because everything has the whole pattern and it's almost like it smooshes it all together. But you can see on this one I had the teal and then I added in a little bit of yellow to it. This one's greens. I did a little bit of red and green floral on this one. But these would be cute to use up those Christmas scraps. Use red and green. Use some of your Christmas paper scraps. And I mean, be super easy to, and like even with the little hole in the paper, you can put a sentiment or a flower or something over that, so that'll cover it up. So you can still even use that part. But yeah, I did all of these within, I don't know, probably a couple hours or less. There's a whole stack, and all I have to do is emboss them and glue them to a card front. So I don't want this video to take 5 million hours. So let me just show you. I have all my little tiny scraps over here. But pretty much all I do is just, let's see which one I want to start with. See, and like even these, this is like old paper. 2008. And this is the paper I use on that one layout. But see, you can even just take this and you have this to use on for your front. Okay, so let's just do that. And usually I just put the glue onto here. Hoping I'm in frame. And then I just run it across. And then pretty much I just take and trim it off. You can, like I said, do it in any pattern you want to. See, so now we have this one going this way. We could come in and do one going this way and build, and then just go back and forth. Sorry, my air's kicking on. It's like really, really hot here today in Tennessee. I think it's supposed to be over 100 with the heat index, and the humidity is crazy. If you've ever been to Tennessee, it is ridiculous. Okay, so then pretty much I'm just going to keep building. And like I said, this is just simple, 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 but it looks very involved, but it's really not. You guys know I'm always hanging around on Ginger's Corner Facebook group, so post what y'all make over there and tag me so I can see, because I would love to see, because we all have different scraps, we all have different ways of interpreting things, and I think it's just fun. See, so then you can go this way and you're kind of creating an X, but the more you change it up, it's just, I don't know, it always looks different. I never do a card the same when I'm doing these. This one paper had a little bit of a bend to it, so I had to hold it down extra for an extra second. See if I can straighten it out a little bit where it's been smushed up. Okay. You can add it on like this. Do one in each area. I mean, literally, the sky is the limit with these. Let me spread them out so that y'all can somewhat see them. Alright, let's see here. I think I will do one in each area. And then you can go in just to keep it straight and just trim off the little edges, and you just keep building, so then you don't have to have all that fancy trimming being done. Sometimes if you put it in a certain way, you do have to cut it a little bit at an angle, but it's easy to just line it up and do it. Alright, let's do one here. this is an awesome way to just use up all of those extra strips. And I might actually go back. Do I want to do one here? I kind of like that. I think I will. I might actually go back and do a layout like this. I've done one kinda like this, but not with the zip strips and stuff. I hate to throw away any paper because you can totally do stuff like this, and it's like, yeah. I need to save that. It's a disease, y'all. To hold on to all those little papers, it really is. Okay, so let's see which one I want to do now. I do have this. This is just from the I Love Easter collection. And I just trim those off and save them, and I can use them on my layout. Since I didn't trim this good, I'm just going to trim it down real quick. Just along the line. So what are you guys up to on this 4th of July weekend? Are you getting to craft? Or are you doing family stuff? My husband has to work and my children have plans, so I'm the chauffeur, of course. So I'm getting in a little bit of crafty time. Don't have any real plans. I gotta go to a birthday party, and I'm actually filming this on Saturday, but you'll see it on Sunday. I have to go to a birthday party on Sunday, so we'll see how much time I get in. Let's see. I have these two different colors of pink. I'm wondering if I have anything else that I like. I'm trying to get some bigger pieces. Okay, let me dig for a minute. Do I have any more pink? Any colors that'll match? I do have a lot of white scraps that I've cut off the edges of stuff. I'm thinking about doing an all white card front and then embossing it, because I think that would look pretty. Okay, I'm going to add in some of these bigger pieces, that way it don't take as long to make this video. Can fill in more areas. But yeah, you can use different widths. I mean, you could even take some of your scrap paper and just cut it down into strips if you don't have a lot of zip strips. And see, I totally like jacked that up when I was cutting. I didn't get it lined up good. But it's okay, because when I add my sentiment on, I can just take and put it right over top of that, and you will never know. That's the beauty of it. It does not have to be perfect. Cut this off straight. I'm going to put one here. It almost has got a pinwheel pattern going on here. That's what it makes me think of anyways. Okay. I don't know if I like that stripe. Okay, let's just do this. And you could just do it in like 2 colors or something like that if you wanted to, just to make a certain pattern. These would be fun to look up quilt block patterns, and then you could follow one of them to actually do a, you know, like a star or whatever. I'm not a quilter, so I can't think of all the different names. Sorry, Ginger. But yeah, you know, you could look at quilt block patterns and put that down and make a whole little pattern, but I'm just as happy with going quickly and doing whatever. So, let's see. Should I do this pink? What about this one? Since we already have this other bold pink. Okay, yeah. I think that's a good choice. And then see, even like these little pieces that you trim off to make it straight, whenever you start getting down to the small stuff, they fit perfect. Like, it's already has a point on it, so then all you gotta do is just add it in, and then you're back to clipping it off again. So, voila. So, even the smallest pieces you can work in and make them work. Alright, let's see here. And another little tip I picked up that I think I heard Ginger say it, but I think, excuse me, I think she said that she got it from somebody else. But if you take and just barely spritz your paper before you put it through your embossing folder, it'll give you a much deeper pattern for embossing. Like, you don't want to soak it out. You just barely spritz it with like a bottle or something like that. You just spritz it and then run it through, and it'll give you a deep imprint. So, like I said, I just wanted to share that. I would love to see it, any of them that you guys make, and a way to use up those scraps. You could even do ones if you had all words. I think this is cute. I might add a heart or something to it, and after I run it through the embosser, and call it good. So, I would love to see what you guys make, and hopefully I'll have something tomorrow. If not, I'll see y'all either way. It is summer, and I need to tend to my flowers if it'll stop raining. Alright, bye y'all. Thanks for hanging out.